Hello and welcome to Tech Circle Dialogues. Today we have with us the CEO of ClearTax, Archit Gupta, who tells us how the company has managed to adapt to the COVID-19 world. Welcome Archit. How is the remote work scenario working out for ClearTax?
So I think let me first touch upon cybersecurity and then go to other aspects. So I think on the cybersecurity, from day zero, ClearTax had always provided employees with laptops. So we already had people working via VPNs, and we had encryption on disk for every employee. So these were some of the measures which we had to put in day zero, and so secure access and some of the securitization was very significant. Now there were some on-premise security measures which cannot be replicated as people are remote. There were some workflows which were only possible in the office, and now they are possible anytime, anywhere. So now in our software and in our securitization, we have incorporated items like IP whitelisting. We have incorporated two-factor authentication. We have incorporated audit trails, which have already gone live into our product, given this new reality. And this was super crucial from our perspective, and we take enterprise grade security very, very seriously at our company. So some of these measures which were rolling out at some pace got super accelerated during this window. So we had to just double down and execute on them. We use the most expensive version of say Windows, because that has all the encryption standards which are enterprise grade. And in terms of so security, I think was very, very big P0 and top of mind for every single employee here and management, especially at ClearTax. Part number two is how did work change? So I think work has changed. In terms of tools, I think we are entirely on Google Suites. So which means our email and our docs and our PowerPoint and everything was on Google. So from day zero, so that I think we didn't have to change much culturally. The second point was around incorporating a lot of Google Meet in our workflow. So that I think we did, and we've been happy because it works up to 250 people, and after that we can do broadcasting. So we do that for all hands and some of the other things. Some of the changes are interesting and new, where we've had to request people to, at least when they're presenting, switch on video at least during that window, so that at least we have some visual feedback. Because many people don't have the greatest internet connections. So I think that turned out to be a very interesting pain point. So we've been providing internet dongles to people who don't have high quality access to broadband on where they live. And some people in our organization before the lockdown traveled to their hometowns in tier 2, tier 3 cities. So there, I think we have seen the bandwidth and the connection is a bit iffy. So we have been providing dongles very actively as the lockdown ease has been happening. So IT has been making available hot swap machines for our employees. And
Archit, you also work with a lot of MSME clients who typically need hand-holding when it comes to software products and onboarding. What is being done when you're working remotely to address the concerns of this segment?
Part number one was many MSMEs during this lockdown had to shut shop because they were completely dependent on retail footprint or customer walking in kind of footprint. So I think during the first few weeks, I think there was a complete collapse in their way of operating, and I think us being a entirely cloud-based company will help them work anytime, anywhere. So I think that part is being embraced. I think we have also used this opportunity to completely go digital wherever we weren't. We were mostly digital, but now it is all video based, call based. We use these tools we are completely cloud telephony based, where our operators can work from home, calls get routed algorithmically to them, and we are demonstrating software over video technologies, and we are no longer dependent on in person, and we believe the channel will completely transform that we are no longer in person. So I think only in the enterprise, where we are serving the likes of Titan, Raymond, Sun Pharma, etc., there may be a footprint need to meet multiple stakeholders, the CIO, CFO, and so on and so forth. And over there also, the organizations are catching up. What we observed a month ago, which you'll find interesting, is interdepartmental Google Meets were not happening, or Zoom calls were not happening. So we were only getting departmental connects. And now we are trying to figure out with their organizations how to have 5 senior people in the room virtually, is empowered to make a decision and they can embrace a cloud-based software completely digitally. Have been extended cleanly by 3 months, and people who had longer-term horizons, they've been added more. Part number two is like I think there's a tremendous amount of stress on the MSME sector. I think some of these businesses are in deep stress. They worry about whether they'll come back from this crisis or they will exist. With that said, I think a bulk of our cash flow is enterprise-oriented, very large businesses which provide us bulk of the revenue. So over there, like we continue to servicing them. There has been no shock beyond the fact that they were shut down during the lockdown. So I think as the lockdown eases, like I think we'll be back on track on that segment. I think with the MSME side, like we are now more focused on how do we help them accelerate their journey back to recovery. So we are like now focusing on our tools, which can our tools provide easier access to credit? Can we accelerate their trade partners? Can we provide them with more tools which ease their credit needs much more faster? So I think we are now thinking in that dimension besides software.
How do you look at the conservation of cash for essential business decisions, and what are you doing in terms of probably making sure that your a little lasts a long way in terms of your runway also?
We have now prioritized certain business units and business initiatives, and the ones which we were in exploration mode, we have frozen them for 6 months so that we focus and put our energy behind like the 3-4 initiatives which matter and where we know like we can see the win, and we are concentrating on energy. We have obviously become cost conscious. There were 3 or 4 moves that we took which can probably help other startups. One, we quickly decided to exit offices like physical premises in most cities other than Bangalore. Then we worked with like multiple of our suppliers. Like a bunch of costs come from AWS, come from like using tools and technologies like Zendesk, like CRM software, support software, ticketing software, telephony software. So we requested for relief where we could find something, and so we have been focused on non-people oriented costs. Marketing, we have like delayed spends to the fag end of the year. It helps in cash flow as we are bringing down some of the other costs. Marketing will take off. So overall cash flow, we are able to preserve at a flat level during the year. Customer incoming has dropped a little bit, so we could like let go of that external capacity. Obviously, we see like we also saw like how this can turn even into a path towards profitability in like some months.
Are there also goalposts which have changed, like things which you were supposed to launch in the coming months, which you have postponed to the end of the year?
Right. So I think part number one is like product launches. I think we continue to be very aggressive in product launches because I think this is a great time for us. We are a cloud-based productivity, efficiency, collaboration software, right? For like doing your business faster, doing your like in some cases taxes faster, in some cases paying getting like saving taxes. So like for us, like customers want to buy, right? Because if they spend like let's say 5 lakh rupees with us and they end up saving 55 lakhs or 1 crore on taxes, then that's a great deal, right? Like so some of that comes from our software, right? Like so that's why we see continued strong growth and 100% increase in revenue year on year. In fact, doubling down on software, we have positions open in hiring. We continue to hire.
Also, there were some discussions of acquisitions which you had made earlier in the year, right? When you acquired, obviously, Karvy for GST filing, and you had said that there'll be more such. So, are those plans on hold as of now?
A better time to like we continue to evaluate acquisitions. We have a team which is continuously scanning good possibilities of where we feel that where perhaps the team which started out on an idea, a younger team, like we're obviously not looking at equivalent people, we're looking at smaller opportunities. But the Karvy acquisition, for example, has worked out very well for us. We are looking for more acquisitions, products targeted in payments or invoicing or like data sciences or machine learning, artificial intelligence. So these are areas where we are evaluating. We continuously are engaging with founders and promoters who because of the shock event may have to exit or like are looking for some a home. So we remain aggressive and focused on that. For that, if we need to opportunistically fundraise, we'll do that even in this environment. So I think we continue to be active in M&A. We continue to consolidate in the B2B space, GST especially, and other broader spaces as well.